Welcome, my friends. I'm Doug Tenaple. You found my channel. What happened with the continued resolution bill? Chuck Schumer caved. Trump got his way. That's a huge victory for us. I've got the whole story and video right here. Here's Chuck.
Let's just start on this. I think there are a lot of people watching this right now who are confused about this decision, or upset by it. So just spell out, just give me your logic, particularly on this sort of on the one hand, on the other. What is the cost you see to the constitutional order of a shutdown that isn't already being done now?
It's a dramatic cost. Here's why, Chris. Under a shutdown, it is the executive branch, in this case, Trump, Musk, Doge, and Vogt, who's head of the OMB, who we all know are authoritarians, vicious, nasty, who would have sole control over what is funded and what isn't. They get to determine what is a, quote, essential service. And they will just cut to smithereens, far greater than in the CR bill, which is a lousy bill, far greater than that, what could be funded and what couldn't. And there's no recourse. You can't go to court. This is a decision totally in the executive branch. And so it would be devastating. Why is it that Elon Musk and Donald Trump want a government shutdown? So they can take control of the government and do their vicious, horrible things. They could cut half the government. They could tell employees you're not essential and never bring them back, permanently firing them. It's a disaster. And in a few weeks, if there was a shutdown, everyone would be complaining and howling. Why did they cut? Why did they eliminate SNAP? Why did they cut so much of Medicaid? But they could do all that on their own. That's the problem. There is no check on them with a shutdown. That's not to say this CR bill is a good bill. It isn't. It didn't have any safeguards in it. But it would be much, much worse to have a shutdown. And my job, Chris, as leader, is to see things a little bit ahead down the road and see how horrible this would be and alert people to it.
Chuck just explained it better than I ever could. If there was a shutdown, that is, if the Democrats didn't support this bill, Trump would be able to go in and just say, everything is shut down, and he would get to decide what's essential and bring back whatever he wanted that he claimed was essential, and the rest they could just permanently leave defunded for as long as the government was shut down. So Doge would get his way, which would be a nightmare for Chuck Schumer. So Chuck Schumer explained, Trump outsmarted them, beat the living daylights out of them. Now I'm going to do backfill on all of that. Here's psychotic Cory Booker.
This is saying, let's just give up even more of our constitutional authority because, hey, he can do a lot worse later on. And so to me, that's capitulating to someone who's already showing that he's reckless and willing to do a lot of destruction. We are in a perverse, bizarro land where we're having to decide between letting Donald Trump wreck the government this way or wreck the government that way. So
this is all good news, guys. If you're not smiling happy, you're no patriot.
At what point do you say I'm going to stand and fight?
If you guys want this, it's going to be shut down, and you essentially could be playing with fire here.
Well, it will be a Republican shutdown.
But not all Democrats are on that same page. Senator John Fetterman, for one, has been the most outspoken in supporting the Republican plan because he wants to avoid a government shutdown.
John Fetterman was ahead in leadership of the entire Democrat Party. That's what's important about this statement. John Fetterman supported Trump's CR before any other Democrat. So he I see him as having a real future in the Democrat Party as, a real rising star for his instincts.
Democrats are concerned that that plan cuts domestic spending, does not rein in Donald Trump, does not rein in Elon Musk. But with the House out of town, the Senate, Republicans in charge of the House and the Senate, that may be their only choice to avoid a government shutdown, which is why we are hearing that there are a growing number of Senate Democrats willing to allow that House plan to become law and avert a shutdown by tomorrow night. Brianna?
And that is saying, and that's why Trump won. He just kicked all these Democrats down the road. We've got more. This is posted from Byron York on Twitter on more. Chuck explaining why he ended up caving and going with the Trump continued resolution.
To have the conflict on the best ground we have, summed up in a sentence, that they're making the middle class pay for tax cuts for billionaires, it's much, much better not to be in the middle of a shutdown, which to divert people from the number one issue we have against these bastards, these people, which is
Chuck Schumer called our side bastards. That's the kind of decorum. That's the liberals. They're going to say Trump uses divisive rhetoric. Schumer just called the other side these bastards. Now, this is one of my favorite. It's an oldie but a goodie. And it really is hard to watch because it is Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi having this disgusting lunch where they talk about their strategy, where he admitted that he set up Trump to own the government showdown. This is in a past negotiation that they've already had. So this is all just strategy. It's all just playing chess to these people. Don't believe them when they say they care about the people and the veterans.
We sort of set him up instinctively. We didn't plan this. Everyone thought we planned it out. It was about the government shutdown the first time. And Nancy said something to him about he didn't understand about women. So, what?
Chuck was masterful.
Well,
Chuck was masterful. She's talking with her mouth open. These are the elites dining at the finest dining, having food brought to them while we pay taxes. My brother, the truck driver, you, the coal miner, paying taxes. We're normal. These are these freak elite white mutants in Washington, D.C.
Was masterful.
She set him up so I could go in for the kill.
No, but he was masterful. He's talking to him about the government shutdown and about immigrants and the rest. And he says, I'll take ownership of the shutdown.
Said, so, Mr. President, will you own the shutdown? Yes, I will. And that was, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, you brought my cucumbers and lox and so whatever he's eating. These people, I just put this up because it was extra disgusting. It's like the Hunger Games, in my view. I love how bad these Democrats are. They just look terrible. Here's Blumenthal, I believe. Yeah, Senator Richard Blumenthal on the shutdown.
Did Republicans ultimately outmaneuver you guys here, leaving you in a situation where it's a lose-lose situation?
Yes, he did. He's already CNN's already setting him up. Didn't the Republicans just beat you in a lose-lose situation?
Republicans have the majority in the House. They have the majority in the Senate. They have the White House. I think at the end of a couple of years, maybe it's just a matter of months, American people are going to conclude absolute power, autocracy, and tyranny, not such a great idea.
Americans are going to conclude that maybe it's okay to trans our kids after all. We were wrong about voting for Trump. We want the Democrats to help come trans our kids. We were wrong about the Democrats. Maybe we should racially divide, foment race wars under the Democrat Party. We were wrong about Democrats. We want an open border. We want more illegal crime. We were wrong about the Democrats. That's what they're going to conclude, Blumenthal thinks.
So it's not a question of being outmaneuvered. It's what Donald Trump is doing to the country.
Chuck Schumer, Casey, is planning on going to the Senate floor sometime this afternoon, potentially indicating whether, in fact, there is a way out, whether, in fact, there might be enough Democrats to move ahead here. So potentially a shutdown could be averted. But as you know, they could still stumble into one in just a matter of hours here.
No, they voted for it. Trump won. Chuck Schumer lost. America's in good hands. We followed this all week long of the potential shutdown. Trump wins for at least another 6 months till September. Crisis averted, I hope. I'm Doug. Things can change. I'm Doug in exile.